Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about different composting methods because I have a Dalek composting bin, and I chose that because I don't really want a big heap in my garden, and I thought it might be a good idea. You know, I'd seen a lot of other people using them. This in my hand is eggshell. Now, this has been in my Dalek for 2 years. So as you can see, that is still crisp and it hasn't broken down. Now, it's not going to be a huge issue to go in my garden as it is, but if I wanted to use this compost for potting soil or seed starting mix, you can see it's rather wonderful. It's from the bottom of it, but I'm going to have to sift that. Now I might have to sift it anyway if I wanted really fine stuff to go on the top of my beds. It's not going to be an issue, except I used to use certain tea bags, and on the packaging it said that those tea bags were compostable. But are they? Let's have a look at that. So this is the remnants of those tea bags, and I think it's safe to say that they are indeed not compostable, because again they've been in the bottom of that composting bin for 2 years. Now I've had this before, because I've had this Dalek bin for quite a long time, so as you can see they're indeed not compostable. So I am having to dig all of those out, and for somebody like me that's a bit of an issue. I don't like having to do that. There's other problems that I have with this Dalek bin, and I've taken a short clip which I'll insert here now. This is my Dalek compost bin. As you can see, it actually has a multitude of different creatures in it, but it is very hard to manage. So there is one of the worms. It does have composting mites in it. That isn't an issue. Things are sprouting because it's too cold to stop them, so you have to be very careful what you put in one of these. This is the little door where you get the compost out that's finished. And again, it's very difficult for someone like me. See if we can get in here. It's very hard to reach into the back. And then I've got to try and push everything down from the top. Not the easiest system to run for someone like me. So there you go. You can see that this causes all sorts of issues. I'm used to running huge muck heaps that get hot and run through both stages, which are the thermophilic stage, which is when it gets hot, and that's a different bacterial stage. They're the ones that are going to sterilize all your seeds. They're going to stop things from sprouting. Once that stage is over, it goes to the thermophilic stage, which is what this bin seems to be at now, which is a different kind of bacteria microorganism. And this is when all your other creatures move in, like our wonderful little worms. It's also, I think, what's causing the issue with a lot of our commercial compost, in that if you order it in bulk, you're still getting it hot. It's not going through the 2 stages of composting. It also means that you're not getting any worm castings through it. You're not getting nutrients, kind of. They do add, some of them, artificial fertilizers, which makes it look like a good compost in the short term, because your plants will get some sort of benefit from it, but only in the very short term. So in theory, my compost, since it's homemade, should be better. But I don't know that it is, not running in this system, because I can't control what it actually does. I can't say that I'm happy running this Dalek, because it can get very hot if you put nitrogen in it. But the problem with doing that is that you get this clumping. So if you put grass in it, that will indeed make it very hot at the top. But the problem with grass is that it tends to clump. So you do need the carbons in it. Now that's great in a big heap, but in such a small space, and running the Dalek, which gets narrower at the top, you're preventing that heating system, which only lasts a very short amount of time. It doesn't run long enough. I don't know what that noise was. So yeah, I actually don't put anything in there that will germinate. So absolutely no seeds, absolutely no potatoes. And yeah, even after 2 years, I can't say that I'm happy. And this is one of the reasons why I started grinding up my eggshells. Because as you see, after 2 years, they're not actually used and disappeared. So yeah. Now, the other thing is, this is my, oh, my light's gone off. This is my worm castings, which I am going to put into my compost. I don't know what's going on with my light. I think the battery might, yeah, battery's failed on that, so I'm sorry about the lighting in here. I'll see if I can get this other light on. Just give me a moment. Always something. Make sure everything else is charged and I forgot the light. So yeah, these are my worm castings, and of course I do put up the ground eggshell into here because the worms use that for their gizzards to grind up whatever they're eating. And so I'm actually going to be using this to amend this compost, and I am going to have to sift out all the junk that's in there and start and try and run that bin a little differently and see how it goes. But I don't know, perhaps other people run theirs in a different fashion and get better results from it than I do. But I have to say, I wish I could run my big muck heaps like I used to. It was so much easier and so much better with better results. And although, you know, on one hand, it is some good stuff. Another point on this as well is that in the summer, because this is winter, this is the end of March, in the summer, this does dry out at the bottom and I get ants in it. So it is difficult as well to keep the moisture levels in this without taking the lid off it. So that's another thing. But if you run one of these Daleks and you've got a different way of doing it, drop me a link in the bottom to your site, your channel, and show me how you get on with yours and what you do with yours, because I'd be really interested to know. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, one of the little creatures, if you saw that. Bye now.